The project I've been working on is related to research that Bell Labs has done on the autonomous robotics. So basically there's communication, there's optimizing the use of robotics, orchestrating a fleet of different robotics.
We were working in a real industrial environment. We were working in a factory floor for 3 years. We were running the robotic systems, and they came back and told us, that's the wrong area, you shouldn't be looking at that. So I think that was very interesting learning very early on. I also somehow expected it, because I also felt that, like, if this was really true that we were onto something, why aren't customers lining up to buy it?
I would say that maybe the biggest challenge comes from the combining two completely different worlds. The corporate structures, the corporate culture, and the mindset of the individuals working in a corporation are like completely almost the opposite as what you do when you're an entrepreneur and start something from scratch. How to overcome them, I would say that there needs to be the will to learn together how to combine these, and then there's patience, that give time so that people learn to trust each other.
There is always the question of, setting expectations, knowing timelines, and expecting that we will be at a certain stage after a while or after some point of time, and sometimes getting the feeling that maybe we are still not sure where it's going to go. So I think that part is very hard to deal with, because you're used to kind of in the corporate world to plan projects where you design, let's say, your risks and analysis, and you're evaluating your continuously what could be the next thing that you need to solve or you need to be prepared to solve. But then not knowing whether there is a yes or like there is nothing here, and fearing kind of the worst sometimes. But at the same time, once you get that moment of like eureka, it's also very rewarding.
I think the biggest benefit is, I would say, outsourcing the risk in a way, because you cannot build a venture without taking risks and doing things differently. And in a corporate culture, that is not really appreciated. So while building a venture with entrepreneurial mindset, it's all about we take all the risks that there are. Of course, we minimize the impacts of the risks if they go south, but we want to take risk and we don't want to plan because we want to explore and discover. So maybe that is the benefit, that the corporations that do not allow this kind of way of doing can be now outsourced in a safe way.
I think the researchers are good at identifying the really hard problems, but then you lose the sense of reality and what is really the value that you could be creating. And the feedback that the researchers get is simply helping them ground their research. I think that's it's not about changing the research, pivoting, yes, making choosing the right use case to sell the technology, to demonstrate its value. But we're still going to be researchers that's going to go after the big problem, but then finding the right path to the commercialization. I think that's definitely something that we cannot do on our own.